Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfaan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Brigadier Retired Honorable Mark Phillips, Prime Minister, Ministers of Government, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Egbert Field, Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority, members of the aviation community, people of Bartica, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a distinct honor to offer brief remarks on this momentous occasion, an occasion that speaks to the vision, progress, and inspired leadership. Today's turning marks more than the start of a building project. It marks the next chapter in Bartica's development and another step forward in Guyana's aviation growth. This terminal will stand as a modern gateway to the important town of Bartica, which supports tourism, business, and the continued expansion taking place across the region. At JAGS Aviation, our mission has always been anchored in safety, service, and national development. The recent addition of our two Tecnam P-2012 traveler aircraft reflects that commitment. These aircraft bring new capabilities to the hinterland with a full day and night medevac capability, improve emergency response, safe and more reliable access to remote communities. They also support VIP and ministerial travel, helping our nation leaders to move safely and efficiently across the country as they serve the people of Guyana. This progress is guided by the vision of our Executive Chairman, Mr. Brian Troy, whose leadership continues to strengthen aviation, expand infrastructure, and open doors to greater development across Guyana. His support has positioned JAGS Aviation to meet the increasing demand for air transport at a time when Guyana is transforming at an exceptional and unprecedented pace. Looking ahead, we are already exploring the acquisition of aircraft with greater capacity and longer range. This will allow us to expand beyond the domestic service and firmly enter into the regional market, connecting Guyana seamlessly with the Caribbean and the rest of the world by supporting movement of people, goods, and opportunity. This moment also reflects the unwavering vision of His Excellency, his drive for innovation, modern infrastructure, and connecting Guyana has ignited a new era of national development. The One Guyana vision is not just a slogan, it's a blueprint that continues to inspire companies like JAGS Aviation to improve our standards, expand our capabilities, and match the pace at which the country is advancing. It is that national vision that fuels projects like this one, ensuring that no region is left behind as Guyana steps confidently into its future. None of this can happen without strong partnership. The Government of Guyana, the Minister of Public Utilities and Aviation, the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, and the people of Bartica has all contributed to this momentum we are seeing here today. JAGS Aviation and the BK Group of companies are proud to continue investing, building, and serving this community. As we turn the SOD, it would be remiss of me not to mention that we are building more than a terminal. We are building confidence, capability, and a brighter future for Bartica and the wider region. Thank you, and may this project bring continued success and development for all.
Thank you for the warm welcome. I have with me here my boss. He has to be sure that he's up front and center. The other one just showed up. Okay. Thank you. No, you can't. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfaan Ali, Honorable Prime Minister, Retired Brigadier Mark Phillips, Honorable Minister of Public Utilities and Aviation, Minister Indar, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Ms. Suzanne Rodriguez, Ministers of Government, the Director General of Civil Aviation, members of Civil Aviation, distinguished guests, our partners, staff of JAGS Aviation, BK Group, friends, and residents of Bartica. Thank you for joining us for this special occasion. It is both a privilege and an honor to stand before you on this special occasion, the SOD turning ceremony for JAGS Aviation's new terminal in beautiful Bartica. Today marks a significant milestone not only for JAGS, but also for the community of Bartica, and indeed the entire nation of Guyana. First and foremost, allow me to extend my deepest gratitude to the government of Guyana for its unwavering support and visionary leadership. The government's steadfast encouragement of the private sector, especially its focus on empowering local companies, has been pivotal in fostering an environment where business can thrive and play an integral role in national development. We are proud, as one of the largest local companies, to be a major contributor to Guyana's progress across land, river, and air. From pioneering projects in construction to advancing marine capabilities and now expanding our aviation footprint, BK Group stands as a testament to what local companies can achieve when given the space and support to grow. Our journey at BK has always been guided by a strong belief in the government's vision for Guyana, a vision that is bold, inclusive, and forward-thinking. The remarkable progress achieved in recent years, coupled with the immense potential for further growth, continually motivates us to deepen our investment and strengthen our commitment to Guyana's future. Our investments are not limited to infrastructure or equipment. They extend to the people of Guyana, its communities, and the aspirations that will drive the next chapter in the nation's story. Since joining BK Group in 2014, JAGS Aviation has undergone significant transformation. We have faced many challenges over the years, with numerous obstacles that have slowed but never stopped us. Our team has persevered, working diligently to overcome these hurdles, and is committed to making JAGS a major player in the aviation industry. This unwavering resolve has shaped our journey, inspiring us to continually strive for excellence and innovation in all aspects of our operations. It is this spirit of determination that propels us forward, ensuring that we remain resilient and adaptable in an ever-evolving sector. At the time of acquisition, JAGS operated just a single Britten-Norman Islander aircraft, and over the past 11 years, our fleet has expanded considerably by the addition of 10 fixed-wing aircraft and 2 rotorcraft. And this will continue to grow as our operations expand, reinforcing our dedication to providing comprehensive aviation services throughout Guyana. JAGS has also expanded with the newly installed Air Maintenance Services, which can provide services to the other operators or provide ground support for visiting aircraft. We have also broadened beyond passenger and cargo transport to include equipment and for medevac services, an investment that we believe serves as a crucial lifeline for hinterland communities, which often require urgent medical attention and rapid transportation to appropriate healthcare facilities. Additionally, we are actively pursuing the development of a local flight school. We have spoken on this before and are working behind the scenes with an international partner to make it a reality. I do believe Bartica will be an ideal location to host such a venture. And maybe I'll be part of the first batch of students. We'll see. JAG's investment has grown significantly, and today's ceremony highlights our firm commitment in both the aviation and tourism sectors, with the development of a state-of-the-art hangar designed to deliver exceptional comfort and convenience for all passengers and visitors. An investment that is projected to be approximately $2.5 billion Guyana and will include amenities that not only support our air services, but also recreational activities. This development will feature designated areas for commercial, restaurants, cafes, accommodations, approximately 50 rooms, aviation training facility, and medical purposes. To understand its size, it will be double that of our current hangar out of Ogle Aerodrome. The AM is happy about that. This expansion is also set to complement and support the world-class golf course soon to be under construction right here in Bartica. I know our Minister of Tourism likes golf, so we hope to have her there as well. Positioning this town as a key destination for tourism, recreation, and business aviation. Together, these developments will not only transform Guyana's skyline, but will redefine how people see Bartica and its potential. Our mission is to play an integral part in Bartica's tourism and infrastructural development, as Bartica holds a special meaning for us. As was mentioned earlier, I was born here in Bartica. My mother was born and raised here in Bartica, so it holds a special meaning for me specifically. Our executive chairman has over the years taken it upon himself to make investing in Bartica a priority. I would like to say because I'm his favorite, you know, that's where it comes from. I can only say that publicly, so you can't deny it. Bartica's airstrip has faced many challenges in the past. However, this investment is expected to bring renewed prospects for both its operations and the community it serves. After acquiring Mazruni Granite, BK Group worked on improving the poor state of the airstrip. Those that have been flying in and out of Bartica for years can attest to the improvements seen and felt. The development extended beyond just basic paving and entailed an expenditure and absorbed amount of around $50 million. The runway, initially paved at a length of 1,500 feet, has recently been extended to 3,000, and plans are on the way to further extend it to 5,000 feet. This enhancement, along with the modern facility, will be able to serve as an SBO capable of handling international flights, bringing global connectivity to the region for the first time. As we advance our aviation and infrastructure project, supply chain integration is a critical focus, ensuring that every component, from procurement to operations, functions seamlessly to support both Bartica's development and the broader ambitions of BK Group. By fostering closer partnerships with local suppliers and leveraging innovative logistics solutions, we are not only enhancing the efficiency and reliability of our services, but also creating opportunities for Guyanese businesses to participate in and benefit from this new era of growth. Our commitment to robust supply chain practices guarantees essential resources, equipment, and support reach their destinations on time, strengthening our ability to deliver on promises made to the community and our stakeholders. This holistic approach to integration is set to reinforce the long-term sustainability of Bartica's revitalized airstrip and terminal, aligning with our key mission to drive connectivity, prosperity, and progress throughout the region. Please be assured that we will work with all the relevant government agencies to ensure that safety and security remain paramount in this development. My accountable manager did mention this before, and we are ready and willing to work with all government agencies. Our expansion aims to enhance value while preserving the tranquility of the community in which we operate. As we turn the soil today, we are not just breaking ground for a new terminal, we are laying the foundation for great connectivity, economic growth, and opportunities for all. The project will create jobs, boost tourism, and serve as a vital link connecting Bartica and the wider region to the rest of Guyana and beyond. To our partners in government and the private sector, thank you for your trust and collaboration. To the people of Bartica, thank you for your support, and we look forward to working together on this project. Together, we will continue to build a future where Guyanese companies lead the way on land, at sea, and in air. Let us look forward to many more milestones together, and may this new terminal stand as a symbol of partnership, progress, and pride for all Guyana. Thank you.
Please have your seats. Is this mic working? Joe, you can trust the ADCs for this. All right, so let's try it again. Our dear Prime Minister, members of Cabinet, former Leader of the Opposition and Minister Joe Harmon, Chairman of the PSC, Mayor of the town of Bartica, leaders in our business community, religious leaders, elders, of course, Eggy, a stalwart, and I want to say a very good friend of mine. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, most importantly, the residents of Region 7. I don't want us to miss the fact that this investment is an investment in Region 7. Bartica is the custodian of this investment. Otherwise, we will miss the magnitude and scale and scope of what this investment represents. So it is an investment in Region 7. I want to, before everything else, not only give thanks to God for all of us here, but to express to Brian, Gloria, Gail, well, I should start with Kevin. Kevin, Gail, Alana, Kyle, and the daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws, and the grandchildren, and the extended family, BK family, that is the employees of BK Group of Companies. I want to congratulate all of you for the work you have done, your continuous commitment, and for accomplishing another journey in your growth and development as a company. And we should put our hands together for all of that. I want to advise the Minister of Public Utilities and Aviation that the great Kiskadi is bold, noisy, highly adaptable, with striking appearance, and is known as a nest builder. Just for your education. And that is just for your education as a former Minister of Tourism. But you may want to know that the white and blue board is a little blue heron. And I can help you with the qualities or distinct nature of that, but at another time. My friends, it is important that we have fun together. Building a country is hard work. Brian would tell you that building a company is hard work. But if you can do so with joy, with happiness, with a sense of satisfaction, that building process gives you the greatest of joy. And it is with enormous joy that I join you here today. You have heard a lot about what this investment will bring. But I want to talk a bit about the investor, because we have lots of investors and private sector players in our country. And a big question we must ask ourselves as policymakers is, how is wealth reinvested in the development of our country? Many investors externalize their wealth. They look for external opportunities and externalize their wealth. What we have seen from this group of company, as the chair of the Private Sector Commission would have said, is continuous reinvestment in this country, expanding their footprint, creating jobs, creating opportunities. This investment is also, and their continuous investment in the economy is part of an economic concept that is called the Wealth Multiplier Index. Because as you integrate more in your companies, and you build on your core business and expand, you're multiplying your wealth index. You're diversifying your business portfolio from within. But importantly, if you track the development of the company, it is in keeping with the expansion of our national development strategy. So it is not guesswork. It is specific initiatives that are in keeping with our national development strategy. Now I'll come back to some of that in an hour time. But now that we are in Bartica and we have so many young people, I cannot resist the opportunity to give you a little bit of history lesson. So I'm pleased to join all of you present today in breaking new ground for the proposed terminal to be built here. This is an exciting development and one that is transformative in its nature and character. Bartica is changing and changing rapidly. And it is all part of the transformation taking place nationally. It is history meeting destiny. And so, it is only fitting that I begin with the story of Bartica itself, one of Guyana's oldest and most storied communities. I want you to understand that. Long before Bartica became a town, long before the roar of speedboat engines on the Essequibo, or the bustle of commerce that defined this place, Bartica began quietly as an Anglican mission. That little mission station grew into a village. And as the decades turned, history came knocking. In the 1850s, when gold fever swept through the region, Bartica became the gateway to the El Dorado of Guyana's interior. It became the launching pad into our mineral-rich uplands. I said, history must meet destiny. You heard me speaking about the orange economy. And when the orange economy started in Colombia, it was a mystery. What was Colombia trying to do? Today, the orange economy contributes more than mining in Colombia. The orange economy is culture, tourism, history, people, food. Now, history meeting destiny. What was the initial driving force of the orange economy in Colombia? How many of you here look at Netflix? Joe, you don't look at Netflix? Everybody, right? Everybody here? Yes. All right. How many of you saw the show Narcos? How many of you? Hallelujah. That was a launch pad. Today, the orange economy contributes about 15,000 room nights annually in Colombia. Let us begin our orange economy with El Dorado. That mystic identity that the world still searches for. What is this El Dorado? Where is this El Dorado? How is this El Dorado captured? In the depth of the forest. And the story will continue to unfold. Bartica was where the journey began. It is from where prospectors pushed inland, where Guyana's hinterland economy found its first real artery. The gold rush created the legend, the people of Bartica, who shaped the reality. Put your hands together for the people. Today, Bartica is no longer simply the gateway to the gold fields. It is now a tongue in Guyana's second largest administrative region. That region, the Kioni-Mazaruni, is rich not only in minerals, but in human ingenuity, potential, and ambition. And today, you see that represented here. Bartica's history tells us something powerful. It tells us that this is a place that has always been about movement, about connection, about possibility. And that is why today's ceremony is part of a broader national vision. A vision to integrate every corner of Guyana through infrastructure, connectivity, investment, technology, and opportunity. Because when Guyana moves, every region must move with it. When the coast advances, the hinterland must advance too. And when development comes, it must come for all Guyanese, every riverine home, every hinterland township, every island in the Essequibo. It is this commitment to shared progress that brings us to a fundamental truth. Development begins with connectivity. Before economies can expand, before opportunities can spread, and before regions can flourish together, they must first be linked physically, digitally, and economically. Connectivity is the backbone of economic development because it links people, goods, services, and ideas. Never forget that. Ideas. When communities are connected by reliable roads, bridges, ports, air travel, and digital networks, business operate more efficiently, transportation costs falls, and new markets open. Just to give you an example, this new hub will save at a minimum 20 minutes on interior and hinterland connectivity, air connectivity. That would reduce operational costs by at least 1/3 of its current costs, positioning up with operators positioning themselves out of this new facility. Investors are more willing to take risks when they know that infrastructure supports movement and access. Connectivity also attracts tourism, stimulates construction, and unlocks economic potential in areas that were previously isolated. In simple terms, when places are easier to reach, they become easier to grow. I see a very easy opportunity for Macor, setting up a servicing hub and a distribution hub here. Setting up that hub with the aid of drones so that no longer we have to wait 9 hours for a part to get back into a mining camp. But the drones can lift with that package from here and deliver it within an hour to those mining camps and return back home. These are the possibilities that are now enabled. You will see us soon unleashing our drones, delivering emergency blood, medicine, as we complete that strategy with the Civil Aviation Authority. My friends, connectivity also attracts tourism, stimulates construction, and unlocks economic potential in areas that were previously isolated. In simple terms, when places are easier to reach, they become easier to grow. And Aggie, I assure you within 12 months, we will fly food out from the interior, whether it's Latam or here, directly into CARICOM countries. Within 12 months, we will get it done. Integration takes connectivity a step further by ensuring that all regions, sectors, and communities participate in national progress. A country develops most effectively when its regions are not growing in isolation, but are linked economically, socially, and institutionally, so that opportunities can benefit flow across the entire nation. Integration harmonizes the movement of people, capital, information, and services, reducing inequalities and fostering shared prosperity. It ensures that development in one region supports growth in another, and that national policies work for every citizen, regardless of geography. In this way, integration transforms a collection of separate regions into unified, resilient, and competitive nation. And Bartica has not been left behind. Bartica has been walking shoulder to shoulder with national development. Let me take a moment to outline what has been happening right in this tongue over the past few years. In August 2025, our government commissioned the newly upgraded Bartica Stelling, a modern facility designed for the future. And it is part of a wider vision to modernize the waterfront infrastructure, strengthen transport links, support tourism, expand trade, and integrate Region 7 into national commerce. Because if you modernize the port, you modernize the possibilities. Alongside the Stelling, I announced plans for the development of a world-class marina for Bartica. This is a decision that signals a clear, decisive shift in the economy of Bartica. Bartica will not just only be the gateway to the gold fields. It is being primed to become a tourism hotspot. This marina will place Region 7 on the map for yachting, boating, river tourism, and hospitality. It will expand hotels, restaurants, and recreational offerings. We want to see an economically diversified Bartica. A tongue with one industry is a tongue with one future, but a tongue with many industry is a tongue with many futures and many possibilities. Billions of dollars invested in housing, 5 miles extension, new roads, drainage, utility. A new water treatment plant will treat up to 3 million liters of water per day. 24 hours water supply to 4 miles, 5 miles, and surrounding community. Our goal is 100% access to treated water, because development must be felt in every home. In 2025, a submarine fiber optic cable landed in Bartica, bringing high-speed internet and 5G connectivity to this town. Fast internet today is not a luxury. It is electricity for the mind. It is the digital network of the future. Bartica is now connected digitally. Bartica has long had its traditional river link through Essequibo, Cayuni, and Mazaruni rivers, and a well-established river transport system. But today, we are birthing a new chapter. The government is developing the next phase of the highway system, from the new Barjagdeo-Demra River Bridge to the road at Wales, through the Del Conte route connecting directly to Sand Hills, and then onward to Timeri. In this way, we will tie Bartica more tightly into the national road network. And when this aerodrome and new terminal are completed, Bartica will proudly boast interconnected pathways to the world by river, by road, and by air. Few hinterland areas anywhere in the region can claim that level of connectivity. Bartica will no longer be a gateway you pass through. Bartica will be the destination you go to. And that brings us once again to today's ceremony, the sod turning for the new BK terminal. Let us give credit where credit is due. This is a shrewd investment, an investment that sees tomorrow, not just today. And Brian has always been a shrewd investor. JAG Aviation is reading the direction in which Guyana is moving and positioning itself ahead of the curve. That is the kind of private sector dynamism that drives real national growth. I want to compliment our aviation sector. Our aviation sector has been modernizing at a rapid pace, changing out assets, investing in new assets. But whilst I compliment our aviation sector, I challenge them to bring a more balanced pricing mechanism for the consumers. We have given the aviation sector enormous incentives. We have given them enormous support in the removal of taxes on fuel. It is time the aviation sector return that support to the citizens and the people of our country. There is no way the aviation sector cannot, at this time, at least reduce air transport by 15%. I've looked at the numbers. I challenge JAG's Aviation to once again be the trailblazer. To once again be the trailblazer in reducing this cost that is not outside of your reach. You ready? You said. Now, we often say public investment creates the environment, but private investment creates the opportunities. Today proves that. What we see here is the alignment of strategy. Public investment lays the foundation, private investment builds the future. The proposed architecture of this terminal is impressive, modern, thoughtful, efficient. But should we be surprised? Not at all. For decades, BK Group of companies has demonstrated a commitment to long-term vision. This terminal will enhance air connectivity for Bartica. It will make travel more efficient, safer, and more comfortable. It will enhance business and support tourism. I want to say too that very soon we will, no, not shortly, very soon. Very soon and very shortly, the people of Bartica, some of whom were misguided and allowed their conscience to be misdirected, will realize that their conscience must once again answer for themselves and lead them back onto the straight and narrow path. Soon enough, they will realize that. Now, we are going to launch, before the end of the first quarter next year, a new, modern, state-of-the-art hospital here at Bartica in Region 7. And as I said, that Bartica will now be integrated into the health ecosystem so that when we have Medivacs, we can now have a facility here in Bartica that can take care of those Medivacs, bringing medical care more efficient, saving lives, time, save life in emergency. And that is what this will allow us to do. In short, the entire region will be lifted. And when the road is completed, when the marina rises, when digital services deepen, the terminal will be part of a golden triangle of connectivity by river, by land, and by air. Bartica will become one of the most strategically connected towns in Guyana and the wider Caribbean region. The proposed terminal is not about politics, it is about progress. It is not talk, it is transformation. Bartica is at a turning point, and where its heritage as the old gateway to the interior is evolving into a new role as a hub of a diversified, modern, and sustainable regional economy. And to support this vision, we are building infrastructure that links people. We are building systems that uplift families. We are building opportunities that transform communities. And as we turn this SOD today, we turn a new page for Region 7. Because Bartica's story has always been one of movement, and today we are moving again. Let us move forward together. Government, private sector, communities, every resident, towards a Bartica that is stronger, more connected, more prosperous, and more empowered. And above all, let us move forward with a simple but powerful belief that has defined Guyanese progress for generations. When we build together, we rise together. And I know you believe that I'm wrapping up, and you're disappointed. And you're disappointed because I promised you minimum of 1 hour. But as I look to my left, I see our good friend, Laurie London, laboring closer to his lunch. And in deference to his wanting at this time, I will save you the remaining of the hour. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not sure how well I can follow this speech given by the Managing Director. That was very detailed. Thank you. I'm trying to find something that has not been mentioned. However, I'll keep this brief since the rain is coming down upon us. I would like to say thank you for being here today, our honored guests. Thank you, Honorable Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfaan Ali, Honorable Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, other honored members of Cabinet, residents of Bartica, and members of the BK Group of Companies for joining us today. Today is a momentous occasion not only for JAGS Aviation Inc., and by extension the BK Group of Companies, but also for the residents of Bartica and the surrounding areas. As stated by the Managing Director, this state-of-the-art hangar will increase connectivity in this region, enhancing trade with localized businesses. This objective has long been a dream of our Executive Chairman, Mr. Brian Tiwari, a dream now possible through the confidence and support shared between our group and the Government of Guyana, a dream supported by the One Guyana initiative created by our President, Dr. Muhammad Irfaan Ali. As I look out today, I can honestly say I see a team capable of achieving that dream. As evidence of this confidence, we have already procured additional concrete block asphalt plants to further provide much needed quality construction materials in this region and across Guyana. We have also invested in more equipment for mining operations that will increase efficiency and reduce costs of those raw materials. Our group is also expanding our accommodation facilities at the Tapiro Falls to facilitate tourism and trade within the region. We are also in progress on construction of a golf course right on the outskirts of the quarry, which will bring a host of new economic opportunities to this region. Our quarry operations already adhere to all EPA regulations, and in the coming future, we will be investing in solar power, which will help in reducing our carbon footprint. Friends and residents of Bartica, this means that you will have easier access to quality materials, easier travel, easier trade, and increased job opportunities. Bartica is already on track to become one of the many jewels of Guyana, and we at the BK Group of Companies stand ready and willing to do our part in promoting its growth. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for making the effort to be here today and celebrating this momentous occasion.
Distinguished guests, Your Excellency, Dr. Irfaan Ali, the President, Prime Minister, Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, Minister of Tourism, Minister of Local Government, Minister of Aviation, Director General, distinguished guests from the private sector, Mayor, thank you so much for your comments. and more importantly to the BK family. Taking off my private sector hat for a quick minute, as a fellow family business, I understand how important this is for you, and I understand how proud you and your family are. Can I get a round of applause for the BK family, please? And as a fellow aviation company, we have dedicated our lives to the benefit of the Guyanese people through connecting them through air. Now, I must start by saying that, the government has been doing amazing feats of building thousands of miles of road. But, they always say that with a mile of road, you travel 1 mile. The cool part about 1 mile of runway is that you can travel anywhere. So this really opens up the entire region to anywhere else in Guyana. It opens up the region for investment. And I can tell you, as a young pilot, not so young anymore, but as a young pilot, when I was flying in here in the middle of the night, or even during the day, the runway was always a concern. If it rained, it started to become a hazard. So people started to restrict the amount of goods or people that they can move in and out of Bartica. Businesses were harder to invest in because connecting was always a challenge. Landing here today, I can tell you this runway is just as good as it is at Ogle and just as good as it is at Timiri. So from an operational perspective, this is as good as it gets. Putting back on my private sector hat now. Economic diversification, that has been something that has been promoted by the government over and over by His Excellency, and it is something that the private sector has fully embraced. This is how you achieve economic diversification. You have to give people the means, and the mayor was 100% correct that the Barticians are opportunistic people, they are aggressive investors, they are people who understand what they want and how to get there. And this runway is the starting point of how do we get the opportunities to the people. So I'm gonna be very, very quick. I must commend the government in terms of the leadership that they're providing and the framework they have created, but it is private sector companies like the BK group of company that is leading the way, that is doing the work and making the change happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kyle.
Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, my colleagues in the Cabinet, Mr. Tiwari, Brian Tiwari, Chairman, and your family, including especially Kyle and Brioni, the business community of Bartica, mayor, residents, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tourism Awareness Month. I'm so delighted to be part of a program where all the other speakers are speaking about tourism, and we're so tourism oriented. It gives me great pleasure to support this initiative this morning, the sod turning for the construction of this new airport terminal. I would like to commend the Tiwari family for this bold and ambitious project. Guyana, as you know, is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and we have sustained this growth in the last 5 years. And the private sector continues to enjoy Guyana's stable economic conditions, and today is a testimony to that confidence that our private sector, and in this case, the Tiwari family, has in our economy. This month, as you were just all made aware, is Tourism Awareness Month, and the theme this month is Tourism, a Transformational Pillar of Guyana's Economy. A fitting theme, as tourism is becoming very apparent that it is one of the emerging economies of Guyana. And the president has, at his speech at GuyExpo, unveiled a new national agenda of which tourism plays a prominent role. And I'm so happy for his support in the tourism sector, being a former tourism minister himself, and for the support for our local and regional economies. So this infrastructure here today supports enormously the tourism and trade sectors, for which I have responsibility. And so we're very pleased with this investment and with all of the investment in infrastructure that not only supports connectivity, but also supports these spill-off or emerging sectors such as tourism and hospitality, and creating jobs. And you heard the mayor spoke a lot about all of the jobs that are created in this sector, helping small businesses, our artisans, our restaurants, our hotel and hotel accommodations, and those investing in bed and breakfast, and supporting all of the events that take place here in this region, including the Bartica Regatta. Bartica is a major tourism hub. It is the gateway to the interior, with several resorts and lodges surrounding the township. Baganara Island Resort, Huracabra, Sloth Island, Aruai, these are all well-established developments. And the area is also home to historical and cultural sites. For example, Kaikoverall. The Essequibo Day Tour is underpinned by the experiences in and around Bartica. And a number of new products being launched in Bartica. Right Along GY has a new tour here in the Bartica Township. And Baganara is expanding its accommodation, which will be launching early in the next year. Mary's Resort is also well established here in Bartica. So you have a very well built out indigenous tourism product here in Region 7. And the government continues to support the development of the tourism sector here in Guyana, and especially in Region 7. You may have seen the expression of interest advertised for the construction of eco lodges and resorts. 10 areas have been published, for which we are inviting requests for proposals. And 3 out of the 10 areas are in Region 7. Bartica, Kumarau Falls, and Sikaika Falls. And the president is very captivated by the beauty of Sikaika Falls, one of the lesser known but will become very well known after this development. And that demonstrates to the people of Region 7, Bartica, and the surrounding communities of the level of importance and the investment that the government is making in this region, supporting the tourism sector, the aviation sector, and all the other sectors here in Region 7. And so we have launched during this month also a tourism awareness campaign, for which I would just like to take the opportunity to remind everybody that tourism is everybody's business. And I don't feel like I have to make that case very much this morning, because all of the speakers before me spoke about tourism, Bartica's potential for tourism, and understand that it has a positive effect on the business community and small businesses here in Region 7. And so we have to have the accompanying mindset, the shift in the paradigm to create better customer service, raise the level of service, and guard our actions and ensure that we protect our environment and that we treat our visitors and locals alike with courtesy and kindness. So I want to thank the BK Group of Companies and congratulate you once again for your support in the infrastructure. Guyana's tourism economy is thriving. Our visitor arrival has been increasing. This year alone, it has increased by 18% as compared to the first 6 months in 2024, and Guyana is leading in terms of visitor arrival among all Caribbean countries. And that is because Destination Guyana is beautiful and it is diverse. So while some destinations offer the sand and the beach, Guyana offers, of course, our beautiful and historic garden city of Georgetown, but we also offer the immersive experience, which is the new trend in tourism, where visitors and tourists would like to escape the daily hassles of life and immerse themselves in a cultural experience, an educational experience, a culinary experience. And that is what Guyana's tourism product offers. It is multi-layered, it is multi-dimensional, beautiful in all aspects. When you come to Region 4 and you experience the tourism product in Region 4, and then you travel to the Rupununi or you come to Bartica and you peel away the layers of Guyana's rich tourism experience, you can compare it to nowhere else in the world. So thank you very much for coming this morning. I'm pleased to hear all of the talking points this morning. Mr. President, it is clear that the tourism and hospitality sector and all of the operators in the sector, from aviation to the hoteliers, to the restaurants and the locals, the local tour operators, they are all very, very excited with the direction that we're moving in tourism, and I can guarantee you that His Excellency will completely blow the top off the tourism sector in the next 5 years. So it is an exciting time to be Guyanese. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Morning, everybody. Mr. President, sir, I wanted to tell you black and yellow is Kiskadis color, but Mr. President, thank you for coming and leading this turning this morning. Prime Minister, thank you, sir. Colleagues from Cabinet, Susanna and Pauline, thank you for being here. DG and everybody else. Now, you know, in Guyana, we tend to not celebrate the people in our country the way we should and the way we ought to. But we should give a round of applause to Mr. Tiwari and his family for continuous investment in this country, in the village, without hesitation, with bravery, and that bravery is manifested here today in a brand new terminal that is 500 feet long. Now, that is a huge terminal. For Bartica and for Region 7, as the DG said, that now represents a regional hub that will be based right in your community, right in your township, and it is what is happening with the rest of the country. Now, the previous speaker spoke about expansion and so on. But friends, nothing happens without the right vision. The right vision. And it is because this country has elected in a young man, President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan, that vision is known to everyone, and everyone takes their part of the vision and make it into reality. And that is what you have as a definition of leadership. That is when you read the textbook and you check the definition for leadership, it'll tell you the part where they say you must have buying, people's buying. And when people spend their money to make sure that buying becomes a reality, that is where you see the progress out of the vision. And that is what Mr. Tiwari and his family has done and is doing here today. They are putting the money to make sure that vision becomes a reality. $2.5 billion spent is not pocket change. It is not pocket change. Some of us, I think, don't know how to write that figure down, Mr. Tiwari. Nevertheless, I just wanted to share with you part of the vision in the aviation sector. So, and then I'll come back to this wonderful facility. So, what has happened in the sector since we took government in 2020? We had 10 to 11, well, the 11th one is going to come in December, new airlines into Guyana. 11. Flying from all parts of the world, whether it's from Amsterdam, it's from London, from New York, from Houston, Miami, you name it. From Colombia, everybody is coming here. And they're coming here for something. Something in Guyana is making people want to leave their place of business and come and see what is going on in Guyana. And that what is going on in Guyana was one of the episodes today. The launching and the turning of BK Airport Terminal. That is just one small story, but a significant one in the grand mosaic of things. Every aspect of this country is operating on 6 cylinders plus one. The other one comes from somewhere, but it is revving, it is moving with speed, and the world is watching what we're doing. They are watching what is Guyana doing. What is Guyana doing in this area? What is Guyana doing in that area? So we as Guyanese must be proud of ourselves when we go out, when we speak, when we build a road, when we build a airstrip, when we build a terminal. We must build it in such a way that we must be able to admire it, because other people will come to see it and they will have to admire it the same way that you have designed it to be. I learned this philosophy when I was in Abu Dhabi with the president 2 years ago. I skipped from the place I was and I went to Sheikh Zayed Mosque. Sheikh Moen. And as I'm going in that mosque, there's an elevator, and then you have to walk a long distance and you go down, and it's showing you how they build this mosque and so on. And I saw a small slogan at the side, and it says the philosophy of beauty. It was written on this side. But when you really look at Abu Dhabi, you look at the roadside, how they plant the flowers, you look how they built the buildings, how they do everything in the detail of it is the philosophy of beauty in it. And that is what we are doing here too. We see all those trees we are planting, all of those roads we are building, all of the things we're doing. That is what we're bringing out in the country too. And for tourism's sake, Minister Susan, that is what you want Guyana to be. A place where everything is looked at because of the beauty, built or natural. So in the aviation sector, we're just part of this grand story. What we're going to do at the airport, the big airport, the CGIA, we're building Terminal 2. Terminal 2 will bring beauty to that airport. And what we're doing on the road coming down is making sure it's beautiful. That is what tourists see. The first thing they see is the airport, and the last thing they see is the road taking them to the airport to leave. That's the first thing and the last thing they see. So we have to make sure that whatever we do reflects that philosophy. In Region 6, we'll be building Rosal, we're building a new airport there. We'll go out to tender in a new week. Letem, we're building an international airport there too. Not a regional airport, an international airport at Letem, because there's a hub there. In Region 7 here, Mr. Tiwari, there are 16 airports to be built, airships to be built with concrete in Region 7 alone. And in Region 8, another 10. So between Region 8 and Region 7, there's 26 new aerodromes we'll be fixing and putting them in concrete, making sure it reduces costs. The same thing you spoke about DG. Because whenever you talk to the aircraft operators, one of the biggest costs is maintenance, because you know the airstrips that you have across the country, and we have 120 something of them. 53 of them are up to standard. But one of the biggest problems we have in this sector is when you fly and you land, the airstrip is not, you know, what it should be. But we are investing in a big way. About 35 of them, new airstrips in 2026. Close to $30 billion will be going into those airstrips to make sure that no community is inaccessible, and to bring down costs of the operators that ply those trade. That, and in turn, we hope that the ticket price, cargo price can reduce. Now, that is what is happening in the aviation sector in terms of the infrastructure build-out. In terms of the regulatory side, Guyana has been leading. We recently came back from an ICA conference where 6 different countries want to sign air services agreements with us. We have had leadership in the region where they look to Guyana for that leadership. And it is not because of just the economy is growing. Guyana recently did an audit from the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO they call it, and we scored 80.16% in that security audit. 80.16. That is not an easy feat. That is above the global average by far. That is where we are going, and that leadership comes from the president of this country, that we must make sure, a round of applause for the young man with the vision. That is the vision that he has given to us, to make sure that, you know, we must always embrace people, and people, when they embrace us, it must be in a positive manner. We mustn't embrace people wrong, as they say in Guyanese colloquial language. Don't brace people wrong. So in the aviation sector, that is what we're doing. Now and that's why we're building out the school. We're gonna make sure we build out the school to deal with all aviation personnel, whether it's a pilot school, whether it's those that do airframe maintenance, and a whole host of other services that we have to go out to get now. We are gonna build those things right in Guyana. Those plans are being discussed, partnerships are being worked upon to make sure that that supports the aviation sector. Now, let me come back to here. So Captain Gavaya, the saying is that if you build 10 kilometers of road, you can only drive 10 kilometers. But if you build 10 kilometers of airstrip, you can see the rest of the world. That is the saying that they have, right? So we are building it out so that we can make sure that Guyanese can go wherever they want, experience the best airports, the best aerodromes, as they would see in Miami and the other places where they go. That is what we want for our people too. We want that for our people, so because we want that, we'll build it. We will fight and we will fight and we will fight until we get it done. And that leadership, that philosophy, it is a living philosophy. It's not something that we buy, we adopt. It is what we believe in. That is why we work so hard. So today, I want to thank Mr. Tiwari for making this bold investment. As they say in Guyana, you got belly, sir. You got belly. To make this investment here, and I am very happy and proud to be here to make sure that I celebrate this with you. And last but not least, just because it's Sunday, Pastor, and I'll just quote a small thing from the Bible. There was a time when they had a man named Nebuchadnezzar. He was the ruler of the earth in that time. He was the king of Babylon. And when he finished building this place, he looked out and he see a big statue and he said, "Look what I have built." And he beat his stomach. He beat his stomach. He said, "Look what I have built." He did not give no glory to God. And God immediately struck him down. He lived like a beast in the fields, eating the grass and so on. When we started today, every single religious group for us give thanks to God. And that is something we should recognize. Because it's Sunday morning, I just thought I would remind the crowd about that little story. Thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. I wouldn't keep you too long waiting for lunch. His Excellency, Dr. Irfaan Ali, Prime Minister, retired Brigadier, all other individuals, and I must say that it is a pleasure to be here. It is surely great being here. You know why? Because when I landed here, it was on the morning of the rally, and in your brand new aircraft. When we touched down, there was such a ripple effect through that aircraft. As soon as I came off, I said to Mr. Brian Tiwari, "You've got to do something with this airstrip, otherwise your aircraft would need a lot more maintenance." Landing here today, it is 150% better than it was. And it was so smooth I didn't even feel the touchdown. Your Excellency, your vision has been very infectious. It is like an injection bringing new blood into life. And with the new minister, of Aviation that you have appointed, I must say that vision is being realized and will be realized as you see it. The strategic plan we have going forward, that plan, I can already see the realization of it. Even though they are plans, pieces, as the Director of Civil Aviation, will coordinate those plans, but there are individuals and there are sectors or companies that are responsible for certain areas. And one of those, the Bartica Airdrome as a regional airdrome, that I see is being realized right now. This forms part of the block to collaborate and coordinate with the rest of the plan, training school, the next generation of aviation professionals. As a regional airdrome, I can say one day, and I would very much like to see it happen, that aircraft taking off from here, be it a Dash 8 or a large aircraft, bearing one Guyana on the tail and running through the Caribbean, because that is what we are, and you will be carrying that message, one Guyana. As a Civil Aviation Authority, we are responsible for the compliance and to ensure that operators and individuals in the aviation industry maintain their compliance with the rules and regulations. One thing I said to my staff from the beginning, we are not policemen. We are not policewomen. The Civil Aviation Authority, we are regulators, and at the same time we are facilitators. That has been my policy going forward. And I must say that sitting with the operator, I outlined to them, it is a two-way street. We will help you, and you will also help us. It's a two-way street. We learn from each other. It is not a one-way. And I found that to be extremely effective. And I must say that with JAGS Aviation and with the other operators, we have learned, as an authority, we have learned a lot as we work with you. Congratulations, Sabike, your family. That injection of the President's vision in you and your family, we can all see it. And I wish you well and continue God blessings on all that you endeavor to do. Thank you.
The SOD turning, there is going to be a demonstration of the Medivac kit that's installed on the